Nielsen.
We'll see Brett Doge out of Buffalo Center, Iowa, the 10X, and Corey Gronwald out of Worthington, Minnesota, the 59.
From Sioux City, Iowa, the 22T of Tyler Smith will start shotgun on the field.
Caution lights are off. We'll head on down into turn number 3 and 4. Look for that Emmitsburg collision green flag to wave on the racetrack. They'll hurry on in down off of turn number 4. Green's up. Here we go. First of 3 Hobby Stock heat races, and here we go. It'll be Seidels to the race lead. Watch out, 124 TJ Tweed out of Jackson, 3 wide. They'll go 3 deep and sell them cheap as Nielsen around the outside. Krug right there. It's going to be Krug there in the 91, but Seidels your race leader. Here comes Nielsen.
Nielsen to the race lead off of turn number 4 through turns 1 and 2 now. Nielsen up top, Seidels down low in the 99X car as Seidels has this slight advantage over Nielsen down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Nielsen looks to the top side of the race car as the 91 car. Oh, Tyler Smith, Corey Gronwald going around. Oh, good heads up driving as Smith will keep going. Gronwald comes to a stop.
The average Joe's Bad Dog No Biscuit coming up for somebody. Caution coming out. Yellow on the racetrack. Black flag for the 22T at Tyler Smith out of Sioux City. It's the old Bad Dog No Biscuit. Field coming to the Seas a Liquor restart zone. In turn 3 and 4. They'll look for the Emmitsburg Collision Center green flag from the Shavers Manufacturing starter stand. There it is, and here we go.
Nielsen still your race leader as they work down through turns 1 and 2. Seidels in that second place spot. 91 of Chris Krug now looks to the inside rear quarter of the 99X of Seidels. Corey Gronwald trying to make up some positions now in the Down Syndrome Awareness number 59 machine. Brandon Nielsen still your race leader.
Down the front straightaway, Nielsen on out front. They'll work it on in there. Nielsen out front, Seidels and Krug working 2 and 3. Down the back straightaway they go. Working on in, oh, Krug and Seidels working back there now. Grunwald and Tweet back there working.
Corey Gronwald, second place finish last night at the New Raceway Park. Looking for a little redemption from a caution earlier. Oh, TJ Tweed way up the track in turns 1 and 2. He's going to lose that position to Gronwald as he moves into that 4th place spot. Nielsen still with the race lead. Seidels and Krug second and third as they'll pass the flag stand once again. Nielsen still with the race lead and looking strong.
Down into turn number 1 and 2, they'll hustle them. Krug on the bottom, Seidels on the outside. They'll race him on in. It'll be Nielsen up front, your race leader. Field will thunder down the front straightaway. Green flag high to the air and 2 to go.
2 to go for Nielsen. Krug still trying to catch the back bumper of Seidels as they work the top side of turns 1 and 2. Krug points a nose down the hill now, trying to get a better run at the 99X. Nothing doing now into turn number 3. Krug right there. Seidels now through the middle as Krug will drop the nose again, trying to make the straightaway a little longer. White flag out one more time around.
Down into turn number 1 and 2. Nielsen down the back straightaway. Krug to the inside. Seidels on the top. Krug downstairs. Battles for second. Off of turn number 4. Checkers out. It'll be Nielsen, Seidels, and Krug. Grunwald going to come to the number 4 spot. And Carter Davis out of Hinton, Iowa, the 33X.
Your fourth and final row, Paul Dangle from Sanborn, Iowa to the inside of the 24D to the outside. Chad Hines in the 223-4 from Worthington, Minnesota.
There you have it. Working on into turn number 3 and 4. Green flag is out. Here we go. Side by side, a pair of Eberg drivers up front. You got Seidels and Wickman. Oh boy, she's gonna get awful dicey. Hang on down the back straightaway. Look at Corey Probst in the 75 car. Probst gonna bring it on down. Seidels and Wickman. Oh boy, goes around one of the spinner cycle. Down the front straightaway, battle is for the lead.
Daniel Clinton looks to the outside for the race lead from Steve Wickman in the 48 car. Corey Probst, feature winner at the Rapid Speedway Friday night, now sits in second. Jay DeVries right behind in the 8J as we got some trouble down in turns 1 and 2, but still lean, mean, and green as battle for the race lead ensues on the front stretch.
Down the front straightaway, Corey Probst, a former IMCA Hobby Stock national champion. Your race leader is the 48 of Wickman. Here comes Probst back on the inside. Down into turn number 3 and 4, Corey Probst on the bottom. To the outside is Wickman. That 8J and DeVries back there in the number 4 spot. Wickman doing a nice job holding him at bay.
As the 48 of Wickman still with the race lead, Probst trying to find a good line around the 48. He can pull side by side with him, but cannot find the advantage to get around him. Probst now to the top side of the racetrack, now through the middle is the 75C. DeVries right behind them as they pull to the bottom side. Corey Probst still looking, nothing doing. Wickman still your race leader.
Wickman and Probst still side by side for the race lead off of 2 and out of back straightaway. DeVries followed by Daniel Clinton out of Esterville in the 56C. Working on down the back straightaway. Down the front straightaway, side by side. Here comes Corey Probst one more time on the outside. Probst to the top, Wickman on the bottom, side by side. 3 to go, 2.5 left.
2.5 to go. Probst now to the outside of Wickman. Jay DeVries all by his lonesome in that 3rd place spot. Clinton in that 4th place position. Green flag high in the air. Probst now to the race lead.
Corey Probst on lap number 6 takes her to the number 1 spot. It'll be that 48 machine of Steve Wickman back on the inside. Wickman not giving up down the back straightaway. Into turn 3 off of turn number 4. It will be the Farmers Savings Bank out of Fostoria. White flag. 1 lap to go for Corey Probst.
Who's going to bring home the big iron checkered flag in this heat race now is Probst with the race lead, puts the 48 behind him. Wickman trying to mount a last-second attack as they come to turns 3 and 4. Both drivers into the high side. Wickman now through the middle. Corey Probst now through the middle. And he will pick up the checkered flag. Probst with a heat race win. Wickman in second. Jay DeVries in that 3rd place spot. The 56 of Daniel Clinton, your top 4.
There you go. Heat race number 3 for your hobby stocks coming to the racetrack.
About to take the green as we will go green this time by off of turn number 4. Drew Bargloff, Darren Johnson, the 45 and the 20J. On your front row, John Watson, Nick Schilling, Dylan Nelson, Justin Frederick, Kyle Kiner, and John Briggs. Into turns 3 and 4, Seas Liquor start zone there. Green is out and we're underway. Heat race number 3. Bargloff with a race lead into turns 1 and 2. As here comes the 4W, John Watson now to the inside, looking for second, now to the left rear quarter of the 45 of Bargloff. Darren Johnson, the 20J there as well, almost 3 wide now for the lead off turn number 4. Johnson thought better of it, tucked back behind the 45 of Bargloff. Meanwhile, Watson says, I want the race lead now. Works to the inside and has the advantage off of turn number 4. It'll be John Watson, the 4W to the race lead. Car off the top of the track in turns 1 and 2 will keep it going.
Down the front straightaway, Scotty, it's the mayor, John Watson out of Des Moines. Your leader, Drew Bargloff, working second. 13 Anna Nielsen right there, working down the back straightaway. You got a pair of Northwest racers working 2nd and 4th, and a pair of Central Iowa guys working 1 and 3. Watson, multiple-time Boone Speedway track champion. In that 4W, your leader, Bargloff, he's got a ton of wins in different classes. And Dylan Nelson, former Hobby Stocks Super Nationals champion, is coming to look to the inside.
The inside of Bargloff now for that 2nd place spot off turn number 4. Bargloff has the advantage now into turn 1. Oh, a little bit of contact down the front stretch. Nelson looks to his inside again. John Briggs, meanwhile, around the number 20 car of Darren Johnson. 13, Dylan Nelson shuffled back to that third place spot as he points the nose down the hill, tries to get a run now on the 45 of Bargloff, as it is still the 4W John Watson, your race leader.
Watson on out front, Bargloff still being pestered by that 13 and a Nelson. Dylan Nelson, old chicken fried, back there working at the top of the racetrack. Lap traffic coming for your race leader with 2 to go. John Watson out front. Nelson now to the number 2 spot. They'll thunder down into turn number 1 and 2. Nelson on there to the number 2 spot. Bargloff third. Farmers Savings Bank of Fostoria. White flag coming out this time. There'll be 1 circuit remaining.
1 circuit remaining indeed for John Watson, as Kyle Kiner, the lap car, right in front of the second place running 13 and a Dylan Nelson. Bargloff under attack. Oh, car into the infield. That is the lap car. They will miss him as we'll come now to the big iron checkered flag this time by. It's going to be the 4W John Watson, your heat race winner. Dylan Nelson right behind him. Bargloff, Briggs, and Frederick, your top 5.
Well, that'll wrap up Hobby Stock action. Hobby Stocks make their way off at turn number 4. Give them a hoot and a holler and a wave. It is feature time for the Hobby Stocks. Your Arnold Motor Supply, IMCA Sunoco Hobbies on parade.
As they're going to come out fighting when the bell rings, these are your wild things, your Arnold Motor Supply IMCA Hobby Stocks. A feature here at the Clay County Fair Speedway. We come to green off of turn number 4.
Kevin Long in the starter stand, green flag in hand. It is up, here we go. 18 laps of distance, Hobby Stocks down into turn number 1 and 2. It's going to be Nielsen and that 59 of Grunwald. Grunwald down on the bottom, Nielsen up on the outside. Here comes DeVries. Watch him, Johnny Briggs there in the 87 car. They'll work him down into turn number 3 and 4. Gaggle him up, 3 and 4 wide down the front straightaway.
3 wide down the front straightaway. Oh, a little bit of contact between Corey Probst and Wickman. As Brandon Nielsen, your race leader in the T8 machine. Corey Grunwald sits in second. Briggs, Jay DeVries in the 91 car of Chris Krug, as Corey Probst now on the attack down to the bottom side of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4.
Got one around the top of turn 2. We'll see what happens. Keeps her moving and will stay green. Nielsen on up front, your race leader, Brandon, showing away over Grunwald. Briggs working third. Down the back straightaway they'll go. On down into turn number 3 and 4. Lap car coming for your race leader, Nielsen. Got one around in turn number 2. We'll see what happens. He'll keep going. Will stay green.
As Brandon Nielsen, your race leader, the 22 3/4, will slide her off the top of the racetrack and head to the pit area. His night will be done. As Nielsen with the race lead distance back to Corey Grunwald in that second place spot. Briggs followed by Krug, who has gotten around Jay DeVries in the AJ for that 5th place spot. Corey Probst still on the hunt to the 75C.
Lap traffic there for Nielsen, followed by Grunwald, Briggs, Krug, and DeVries. Corey Probst, look at Dylan Nelson, the 13 and started back at 11th. He's trying to make his way through the field. Following that 75C of Corey Probst. Probst right there as you see him working a couple lanes up off the bottom as they hustle off at 2 and down the back straightaway. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. Leave some debris. Yep, got some debris laying down there in turn number 4.
So the caution flag will fly. Presented to you by Bud Service. Presented
So we'll look for the C's Liquor restart zone in turn number 4. Easy does it down to the car, screens up, here we go. Nielsen, your race leader, look at this, 3 wide down the front straightaway, 2 rows of 3 wide, Doctor. Here we go, Hobby Stocks gonna win it or wear it tonight. Grunwald's got Krug there, Chris Krug right there. Krug on the bottom, walk out, Grunwald's around in front of the field. We're gonna park and lot it down in turn 4. Oh my!
Cars around every which way but straight. Corey Gronwald will pull away from the wreckage as disaster strikes in turn number 3.
Field down into turn number 3. Caution lights are turned off. Going to be looking for the Emmitsburg collision green flag at the C's Liquor restart zone. Green comes up, and here we go. Hobby Stocks back underway down into turn number 1. Nielsen, your race leader. They'll hurry off into 2 and down the back straightaway. Chris Krug right there on the outside. Ooh, got a couple of them wanged and tanged down the back straightaway. Everybody's going to stay straight and right down into turn number 3 and 4. They'll hurry on in. Cautions out. Cautions out. That guy's just hiding behind the tire. It's not hide and seek.
Tyler Smith behind that tire in the 22T machine out of Sioux City, Iowa.
You know, if I just sit here behind this tire, they won't see me. Playing hide and seek behind an implement tire is like playing hide and seek in the desert. Just doesn't work out. It's only 3 hours.
45 minutes.
3 hours. I mean, I'll get there tomorrow. Be like a trip I took to Charlotte. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Field working, greens up, here we go. On down into turn number 1 and 2, it's going to be Nielsen followed by Briggs. Look at the action once again. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Nielsen, Briggs, Krug. Then you see it. Chris Krug there on the outside, 3 wide. DeVries, Probst, and here comes Dylan Nelson. Nelson in the 13 car, bad! Their right side romance, left side Robin. Man, there was Probst and Nelson beating on each other. They're still banging on each other. Holy cow, it's like a big cage fight. The 13 and the 75 may have been too much contact. The 75 may have knocked down a right side tire.
As they come down the front stretch, 75C now looks to the inside of Watson as he has gotten around Probst. Nelson up to that 4th place spot. Krug, Briggs, and Nielsen with the race lead. And it turns 3 and 4. Something not quite right, like you said, Jerry, on the 75C as he's trying to keep the wheels underneath of him.
They'll work down into turn number 1 and 2. Nielsen still your leader. Briggs running 2nd. Krug right there in the number 2 spot. They'll work him on in there. Chris Krug out of Emmitsburg. Got Dylan Nelson out of Adel right behind him. Halfway home. I thought we were a lot longer than that. Halfway home in this one. Nielsen, your race leader. Briggs right there. By the time we get done with this one, Casey's might not even have any pizza for me on the way home.
As Nelson looks to the inside of Chris Krug now as they work through turns 3 and 4. Slowly coming to the back bumper of Briggs, who sits in that 2nd place spot. Briggs down around the bottom, now up to the middle. Krug and Nelson still doing battle now as they come off turn 2 down the back stretch. Here comes Watson. Watson, 3-car battle now for 3rd.
John Watson down there on the bottom side. Chris Krug on the bottom. For the top of the racetrack, Dylan Nelson right out in front of him as they work down into turn number 1 and 2. Still going to be Nielsen, your race leader. He has led this from the drop of the green flag. The Spencer, Iowa racer. On up front, your leader. Briggs working 2nd. Dylan Nelson third, John Watson fourth. Down the front straightaway, we're on the back half as laps are winding down.
Winding down indeed. Nielsen still your race leader as Nelson has caught the back bumper of Briggs. As it is Nelson to the back bumper of the 87 machine. Watson has gotten around Krug, slides way high up the racetrack though. Now points the nose down the hill. And a little bit of contact almost off a turn. And number 4 lap car going to hit the high side of the raceway as the leaders will work around him.
John Briggs has got company. Dylan Nelson, the 13N, has caught the rear bumper down into turn number 3. Nielsen on the top. Off of turn 4, race for the number 2 spot. Dylan Nelson, old dozer, chicken fried, whatever you want to call him. He's up around the top of the racetrack, gonna diamond it down. Here comes Dylan Nelson, the 13 car out of Adel, Iowa. Working it in, John Briggs on the outside. Briggs up top, Nelson on the bottom. The race is for the number 2 spot.
As Nelson will get around Briggs for the 2 spot now. Crosses the nose, or the tail in front of the nose of Briggs. As Watson will try to do the same thing off of turn number 2, trying to find a line around the 87. Nielsen has had clean air all race long in the T8 machine. Does not know who is lurking in the shadows. As Nelson will see the green flag fly. 2 laps to go this time by.
Pair left in this one as it is Nielsen still out front, followed by Nelson, Briggs, Watson. John Watson and Dylan Nelson started back in 11th and 12th. Right now they're running 2nd and 4th. White flag in the air for Brandon Nielsen.
The T8 machine will bring it down into turns 1 and 2 for the final time. Nelson behind him. It is the Nelson and Nielsen show as Watson gets around Briggs. Something wrong with the 87 car as Krug now will try to get into the top 4. Nelson tries to get to the inside of Nielsen now off turn number 4, but the T8 too strong. He will go to victory lane. Nelson, that 2nd place spot. Watson in 3rd, Krug in 4th, and Briggs rounds out your top 5. So Hobby Stock feature event comes to an end and sees Brandon Nielsen, who started on the outside pole out of Spencer, Iowa, in the T8 machine. He will visit H&N Victory Lane presented by Arnold Motor Supply here tonight and gonna do some donuts here on the front stretch. Burn them tires off. Definitely gonna be one excited driver when he climbs out of the car.
Climb on out. He might be happy, I'm not sure. How about it, Brandon Nielsen picking up the win? You aren't happy or anything or excited, are you?
Yeah, you know, it's been a while.
Well, I mean, what's it been, like 37 years since you won something or what?
It feels like a lifetime after this weekend.
Well, you kind of just walked the dog on this thing, got up front, had some restarts, some reds, some things like that, some yellows, and just kind of hold your own, didn't you?
Yeah, this is the very first car I've had, or very first run I've had in this car, and couldn't be happier.
Who do you want to thank for the win?
I got to thank my family and my friends and my sponsors. You know, I got a couple new sponsors. My buddy Todd's on the hood, and my buddy Joel's on the fender here, and you know, it's kind of a homegrown, locally operation, and I'll keep it that way.
That's all. I think there's some people out there that are pretty excited you won too.
I'm sure there is. There's probably a young lady over here telling me how I'm number 1 too.
Oh, well, that'll happen. How about it? Picking up tonight's Arnold Motor Supply Hobby Stock feature win, Brandon Nielsen.